for the thing that you don't understand. You got no fear of the underdog. That's why you will not survive.
Welcome to Talking Tier 1. I'm Tony Scott, joined by Peter Odney in studio. Peter, thanks for joining us today.
Great to be here.
Today's show is brought to you by HockeyShot.com. Improve your game on and off the ice. HockeyShot.com is the worldwide leader in hockey training. Whether you're looking for fun and dynamic training equipment or want to learn from professional players and coaches online, the future of hockey starts now. Visit HockeyShot.com. Speaking of now, let's talk some U16s right now. You were down in Chicago. You got to see the U16 Blades play Chicago Mission Thursday night.
I did.
We'll get to that in a second. We also saw that Omaha, who has a lot of Minnesota kids in their lineup, win the Bauer Invite, which is a pretty big win. They went 7-0. They beat the Milwaukee Junior Ads on Sunday afternoon, 5-4. Who got the game-winning goal for the Omaha Minnesotans?
Speaking of Minnesota kids, Jordan Randall from Maple Grove scored the game winner in overtime for a 5-4 win after going down 4-0.
Yeah, late in the third.
It's a big deal.
10 minutes left in the third period. So hats off to Omaha for winning that championship. A big title in the, if there was a major tournament, that would be one of the major tournaments at the U16 level.
Definitely.
Let's talk a little bit about that big win for the Blades. They beat Chicago Mission in the Minnesota-Chicago exhibitions. We had the Bantams played, Edina played, the U16s played,
and
Blades,
03.
and then the 03 Galaxy played the Mission. So talk a little bit about that Blades Mission game. Minnesota won that one 4-1, correct?
It was somewhere around there. I don't totally remember what the score was, but the amount of talent on the ice in that game, Tony, was unbelievable. The Blades, they look like they belong with the best in the country.
So who you told me a couple of players off camera who you thought were standouts for the Blades. Tell me a couple of those players.
Brady Zemer on defense,
Holy
for sure.
family.
Yep. He's a physical player, and he's got a big shot. And also really, really liked Jack Purvix.
Yeah, well, Jack's had a great fall playing for the Blades. He's going to have a big year this year for Elk River. All right, let's scoot along, get to the Bantams. That's where you spend a majority of your time in Chicago, is covering those Bantams up in Bensonville. Talk a little bit about the big win that Team Wisconsin had. They beat St. Louis 2-0 to win the championship. One or two players from that Wisconsin team really stood out to you. What else stood out to you besides the two players you're going to talk about?
Well, Tony, I've got an all-tournament team picked out.
Oh, yeah.
Actually. We can jump right into the deep end.
That.
After spending 4 days
Before
in
we talk about the players, let's talk about the win. So they beat them 2-0. The Minnesota kids, again, didn't get out of the final 8. Minnetonka was the only one who played on Sunday, correct?
And they lost to the St. Louis Blues in one of those
very good
mini-games.
Mini-games. We'll get to mini-games later, okay? Okay, let's talk about your all-tournament team. You saw basically every game that you could possibly see in a 3-rinks facility. So let's talk about your all-tournament team, who you saw. I know a few of the players on your list, but let's roll them out here. First team all the way down to honorable mention.
First team, here we go. Cade Lemmer from Team Wisconsin, Hunter Longhe from St. Louis, James Doyle of the Chicago Mission, Bob Lockwood from St. Louis on defense, Owen Gallatin of the White Bear Lake Bantam AA team.
First teamer, huh?
First teamer.
Yeah, he's got some major chops.
If you want to talk about puck patience and not getting rattled on defense, Owen Gallatin's your man.
Yeah.
And the goalie for the first team, all-tournament team, is going to be John Howe from Minnetonka. When you post
you're going homer.
4 straight shutouts to start the
it.
tournament, you got to give him the cred for that. Second team all-tournament, we're going to go with Carson Rickles from Blaine.
Okay.
Unique blend of size, speed, and power. Justin Gordon from the North Jersey Avalanche. Rocco Testabazzi from the ISS Kings.
You just say that so well, too, by the way. It's a cool name, but you just
Rocco
spit it out.
Testabazzi.
So good.
He had a couple of big games. He had a couple of hatties. Mitchell Smith from Bell Tire on defense. Daniel Latch from Team Wisconsin on defense. And Pat Buckley from Team Wisconsin, who was in goal, shutting out St. Louis in the championship. And we do have an honorable mention team.
Oh, let's hear it.
We're going for the full drive here.
I love this.
Max Itagaki from the Chicago Mission.
Yeah, he had a goal in the Thursday night game, right? Against.
He did, and then he had back-to-back games with hat tricks.
Okay.
So he's a little sucker in the offensive zone. He's going to bang in some loose pucks. He's a little guy, but he's diminutive. Leighton Rode from White Bear Lake is another player that we know pretty well. He's on the honorable mention team. Yep. Kyler Zijalewski. I hope I pronounced that right.
That sounds pretty good to me.
From the Oakland Junior Grizzlies. Nick Williams from Edina.
The Grizz had a really good tournament. They got deep. They went deep on Sunday.
They were sneaky good. They didn't blow anyone out of the water, but somehow they ended up playing in the semifinals where they lost to the St. Louis Blues. Yeah. Mason Kelly from Fox Motors, which is based out of Michigan, and Noah Grannon from the Milwaukee Junior Admirals.
Did you say Nick Williams?
I did say Nick Williams.
Oh, yeah, that's another kid that really, really stands out to me when I'm watching him up here locally play for Edina. He was on the Blackhawks in the Bantam Elite League. He's an outstanding player.
Excellent passer.
All right, well, thank you for that all-tournament team. Got to like that. Now we're going to scoot down to the 03s. You got a chance to watch Chicago Mission, who ended up winning the tournament, defeating the Penn's Elite 5-1 on Sunday. You saw them play the Gentry Galaxy team, which is the kids made up from Minnesota.
I did.
Who went down there. Talk to me a little bit about the game you saw Thursday night.
Thursday night.
Was that the Brett Hull puck drop game?
That was the Brett Hull puck drop game. Got to Bensonville and went right to Woodridge, which is about 30 miles south. Jumped into the arena, and who's on the ice? Brett Hull is walking out to center ice for a ceremonial puck drop. So that's one way to get over your car lag, I guess.
Yeah.
The 03 Mission, stacked.
Yeah.
All over the place. I mean,
So they got guys as good as Tyler Haskins on that team, I take it.
Yeah, they do. That Tyler Haskins kid, I wonder where he's from.
Yeah, he's outstanding.
Tyler Haskins actually got some really nice comments from people in the stands. There were kids who were saying, 13's on the ice. 13, who's Tyler Haskins? So
yeah, not surprised by that at all.
Not surprised.
Now, they also lost, the Galaxy, going back to the Galaxy, they lost in the semis to Penn's Elite. They got a little rivalry going on with those guys. I think Galaxy beat Penn's Elite in the tournament ago. So they got a good little rivalry going on there. So we'll keep an eye on the Galaxy.
Mm-hmm.
All of these teams will be slowly but surely added into our Now Rankings. We have a Tier 1 Now Rankings on our site. I believe the 16s, the 02s and 04s, and the 03s and 05s will be entered in here within the next few days. We'll have a full-on computerized rankings formula for all of our fans out there in Tier 1 land. All right, let's keep moving along. Talk about a little about the 04s. You didn't see any of the 04s, but we have a little bit to report on. Team Illinois defeated Chicago Mission 2-1. I know one player on TI, his number 88 is Lane Hudson. He was an outstanding player in the Brick a couple of years ago for Detroit. Actually, he didn't play for the Little Blackhawks. He played actually for the Red Wings. He's a player to keep an eye out for. They win the Bauer Invite 04. That's something to be noted for when we keep track of our 04 rankings.
Mm-hmm. So they went 7-0.
Yeah, they definitely
division.
went up in our staff rankings. Our staff rankings is what we publish, and then Now Rankings is a computerized formula that gets updated. When it say now, it gets updated at 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. every day. So now let's move on to our last topic. This will be fun because we made some picks for the what's the tournament called?
October Madness.
October Madness. So many spectaculars and madnesses and
jamborees.
Jamborees. So. Honey Baked wins.
Mm-hmm.
You want to talk about the superstar who had probably the weekend of his life?
Let's keep this name in mind. Jacob Terpstra.
So Jacob plays for Honey Baked, played in the show, who we got to see, actually coached against Jacob over on rink number 1 at Bloomington last summer. Jacob gets the game winner in the semifinals, and then he gets the game winner in overtime in the championship game to lead Honey Baked to the 05 title in that tournament.
Yeah, if you want to talk about clutch, you talk about Jacob Terpstra.
Yeah, absolutely. My team, just so we're going back, check the records, I picked Oakville, who went undefeated in massive fashion and then lost in the quarters to New Jersey Colonials, who we starting that roster for New Jersey Colonials at 6. All these kids played for the Metropolitan team, which was basically, they wore the Mid-Fairfield Rangers uniform, and wow, they had some standouts on there. Who are a couple of those kids? Pirtle, is that his name?
Chase Pirtle was one of them.
Aaron Munition.
Salvatore Guzzo.
Oh, big 23. Yeah, he was really good.
He was one of our favorites.
They lose, move on to the semifinals, and then Honey Baked beats Little Flyers.
They beat my pick, the Little Flyers.
Yeah.
Jacob Terpstra busted my bracket.
Yeah, he did. He is a bracket buster. So shout out to Honey Baked and congratulations to them. All right, now we'll move on to our favorite segment of the show, which is the Boom Roasted. Mm-hmm. We get to roast somebody. We get to take somebody out onto the grill and put them on the grill for
we get to pop their ego balloon a little.
Yes, we do. Mine is going to go out, and again, as a tournament organizer, I know how hard it is to slide in games and to make everybody happy. My Boom Roasted goes out to the mini game. Whoever invented the mini game, and this isn't just about Bauer Invite, you see these mini games in Tier 1 hockey often, and 30-minute mini game gives nobody any, you know.
I mean, it doesn't. It really does a disservice.
And the sad part is they get posted in my hockey rankings as an official game. It's not an official game. It was 30-minute mini game. Yeah. So
especially with these close scores. I mean, if you have another period,
it's a weird strategy too. When you get up 1-0, all of a sudden, you know, you're playing a different style of game, and the other team, it's definitely a different dynamic. So boom roasted out to the mini game. Yep. What's your boom roasted?
My boom roasted is going to go out to a specific player who will remain unnamed.
Yeah.
But when you are a Division I commit and you do things like come off the ice and ask your mom who's standing on the catwalk above the arena to get the car, and you're done playing hockey and you're throwing a tantrum, let's keep in mind that people are watching you.
That's right. Boom roasted to that player.
Boom roasted.
All right. Game pucks. Mine fell on the floor during the broadcast, so you're going to have to go first.
I can go first. My game puck is going to go to the dad in the lobby at the Edge Ice Arena in Bensonville, who hugged his son and in front of everyone said, "Son, have fun, play hard. I love you."
Oh,
game
that's
puck.
So sad. That's a touching moment. But you know
that's
what?
That's a heartfelt moment.
Because I'm such a critic. My guess is that's code for hustle, right? Move your feet.
That's the best one from Hockey Dads. Just to move your feet.
Yeah, like they're not moving. All right, my game puck goes out to the local team here, the Gentry Galaxy. We talked to them about in the 03. Brand new organization. My Hockey Rankings comes out today. They're number 4 in the My Hockey
Numero
Rankings.
quattro.
So tip my hat, game puck out to Gentry Galaxy for their efforts early on in the Tier 1 program. For Peter Odney, I'm Tony Scott. Thanks for tuning in to Talking Tier 1.